I don't have a script for this one. She says like she's ever had a script for any video she's ever made. Hey y'all. So, this is the mid-year Freakout Tag. Technically it's June 30th, which June 30th and July 1st are pretty much exactly the middle of the year, right? Does that math check out? I don't know. I've read 82 books this year. I remember approximately 3 of them. So I'm going to do my best to talk about them, but I literally don't remember anything that happened before April. So let's just jump right into it. What was the best book of 2020 so far? I should have put these in order, but that would have required even an ounce of forethought. Hey, Will. Remember how I said I don't remember anything before April? Yeah, I'm kind of just going based on my ratings and the vague memory I have of reading at some point before then. So I've got 2 for this because, like I said, I don't really remember reading them. Come Tumbling Down by Shauna McGuire, which is the 6th, she said, having to count the back cover. 5th. The 5th book in the Wayward Children series, which I do really love, and I do remember really liking this one. I like Jack and Jill. It was a lot of fun. Also, this cover, the covers on all these books are so pretty. The second one I was going to mention I got from the library. It's Bunny by Mona Awad. The Heathers vibes, like the horror vibes, I do remember just being. But I also read it in like January or February, so I can't really expound on why I liked it more than that, but it's probably the Heathers vibes. Best sequel I've read so far this year. I haven't read a lot of sequels, to be honest, or at least not that I finished. Check my Goodreads and how I started the last of the Shades of Magic's book, and I haven't finished it because I had to return the audiobook. Don't at me. But of the ones that I have read, again, I have 2. One of them is serious and the other one's kind of not. Not a joke. The second and last volume of the West Coast Avengers. Full 5-star read. I would die for Kate Bishop, and Kelly Thompson is the only person who gets her the way she was meant to be got. I hope they let Kelly Thompson write for Hawkeye, but they probably won't. Anyway, this is great. Semi-joke answer, and maybe it shouldn't be a joke, I don't know. I did a 24-hour read of the Sisters Grimm series, and this one has and continues to be my favorite, Magic and Misdemeanors, because we talk about the ever-enduring nature of true love and the willingness to die and get old for someone you love and give up immortality for the person that you love, and it's just really beautiful, and I just really like it. So, Magic and Misdemeanors, it's volume 5. It's volume 5. The Sisters Grimm. Also, check out the video. What's the next question? New release that I haven't read that I need to read, or whatever. I just kind of have buzzwords in this list sitting next to me, so I remember what books I picked out. But I'm pretty sure that question is supposed to be the new release I haven't read that I need to get to. Which of the ones I own, and you will see again here in a minute. I really, really, really need to get to the Southern Gothic, I do that every fucking time I talk about this book. The Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires by Grady Hendrix. This will feature again later because this cover is my favorite. Spoilers. And that's one of the ones I own that I really need to get to eventually. That's a new release I would like to get to this year. Of the ones that I need to buy, it's so many. I've listed Sin Eater, which is historical fiction, which usually isn't my bag, but something about it every time I see it, I'm like, need. Oh, and also, I guess I should mention this one. It was on a different question for this one, but since I filmed this later than I meant to, I can say it now. Mexican Gothic, which is currently sitting in my loans shelf from the library, and I haven't read it yet, but I'm gonna read it. It only just came out today, guys. I'm gonna read it. It's also on 5-star predictions. So, I got it. I'm gonna get to it, I promise. Pinky swear. Most anticipated release for the back half of 2020. I was gonna say I don't know. Would it be basic to say it's The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue? Is that basic? probably. Also, Axioms In by Lindsay Ellis, which I guess is more accurate since I actually have that one pre-ordered. It comes out on the 21st. So I guess that one's one of my most anticipated. It is one I'm very excited about, but that might just be because I see her talking about it on Twitter all the time. So one of those two, probably. Biggest disappointment of the year. I had a lot of trouble with this one. To be honest, my first thought was Truants. And let me tell you why. I really thought this was going to be a new favorite read for me. I thought it was going to be up there with Bunny in this sort of like dark academia-ish sort of vibe. And I was so excited for it. And I saw it from the library and I hadn't heard anybody talking about it. But I like saw this cover in the library and I checked it out. And I was like, fucking Agatha Christie. And she's obsessed with this teacher. And what's going on? And then I read it and I was like, I just would have liked a little more somewhere. I think that I even said that in my review, that I liked it, but I just would have liked a little bit more. I would have liked it to be longer, because it was only like 350-ish pages, I think, somewhere along there, and I just would have liked more of the lead up than I got. Which, I ended up giving it 4 stars, so I feel like I have a hard time saying that was the biggest disappointment, because like, that's objectively a really good rating. In hindsight, I probably would have only given it 3, but I was like so bummed that it wasn't a perfect 5 brand new favorite book that I like maybe rated it a little bit higher than it deserved. First alternate, The Zoo Job. I have a full rant review if you can for all the Leverage novelizations. I'll link it up above. I apologize in advance. I filmed it at midnight when I finished the last one and I have ADHD brain and it's literally impossible to follow unless you also have ADHD brain. But you know, if that's something you're into. The Zoo Job was a disappointment, mostly because it has my favorite Leverage side character, Jim Sterling. If you're also a Leverage fan, hit me up down below and we can talk about Leverage, because literally nobody wants to... Anyway, nobody wants to fucking talk to me about Leverage or Jim Sterling, but I was disappointed because he was barely in this book and I wanted it to be, and I was really hoping that maybe this wouldn't be bad, and it was. Review linked somewhere, whatever. Anyway. Third alternate, I shouldn't have 3 alternates, but I have had a disappointing year. Codename Villanelle, which I forgot I read until I was looking back over my spreadsheet. Literally, if you're thinking about reading the book because you like the show, don't even. Because, like, it's 3 novellas and nothing fucking happens. And they're all boring, and it's like, how do you even do that? Like, I cannot comprehend how you could manage to make a serial killer and a secret agent kind of falling in love, but like the weird sort of dark twisted kind of love that a serial killer can fall in love with. I don't understand how you make it bad and boring, but he did, and I was disappointed. It should be a crime. Biggest surprise. Okay, bear with me for a second. You've been bearing with me the whole time. I've never read a Nora Roberts book until this year. Surprising, because she's one of my mom's favorite authors. But I hadn't. I read The Obsession by Nora Roberts, like, this month. And what the fuck? Who didn't tell me this shit was good? Literally the worst thing about me, one of the worst things about me, is my deep and unabashed and unabiding love of propaganda. I know it's bad, but examine your media critically and know your rights. Please and thank you. So I know propaganda's bad, but I can't stop. I can't quit it. Except for that weird fucking Blue Lives Matter show that Tom Selleck's in. But, like, psych and shit, love it. I know it's propaganda, I know. But I just like it when they fall in love and they also solve mysteries. They fall in love and they fucking solve mysteries. What the fuck? How didn't you tell me that romantic suspense was a thing? And why didn't I know that Nora Roberts wrote big old chunky novels about it? Anyway, biggest surprise of the year was that I like romance apparently, and I like Nora Roberts apparently, but only when she's writing romantic suspense, because I really don't think I could get into the full romance novels. But like, how could you let me live 24 years of my life not knowing this? It's on you, YouTube. Sorry, I got heated about that. I didn't mean to. This is why we should script our shit. What's the next question? Newest favorite author. Gillian Flynn, you guys. I listened to everything that Gillian Flynn has written up to this point, unless she's got some secret short stories that I don't know about, in like 3 weeks. And y'all, I'm here for it. When's that new book come out? But more importantly, when's that Hamlet retelling coming out? Supposedly 2021. It better. I'm gonna be upset if it gets pushed. Newest fictional crush. I had a little bit of trouble with this one. A little bit. Until I remembered I read The Diviners this year. Another one I've been sleeping on. Sam Lloyd. Thief, pickpocket, magical person with a heart of gold. That checks all the boxes for me. And crush feels like a strong word because, like, I don't know. But that is the first person I thought of. I love a petty thief with a heart of gold. Like, there's just something about that very casual criminality, but he's doing it for a semi-good, well, I don't know if he can be a pickpocket for a semi-good reason, but I don't know. And also he has superpowers. It's the heart of gold part that really sells it for me, but thief with a heart of gold with the addition of superpowers. Love it. And then newest favorite character, which I don't really know if I have an answer for. I put Sarah from Dreadnought, who I did really like. Read Dreadnought. It's super good. I don't see a lot of people talking about it. Don't sleep on that book. It's super good. I need to read the second one. I did really like Sarah because she has a weird southern accent for some reason, even though I'm pretty sure this book takes place in the north. And you know what? I like a girl with a weird shtick. She's fun. She's got a gray morality. Very into it. She was a lot of fun. A book that made you cry. Up until this point, I have not actually shed actual, factual, physical tears. The two that have come the closest, so I'm going to list them. The Brokeback Mountain audiobook came very, very close to making me cry and was the first book that made me feel an emotion since the quarantine started up until, like, when it started, you know, like, I said that in the review, I think, of it, or in my wrap-up. So, Brokeback Mountain audiobook. Actually, both of these were audiobooks. Maybe I just need to hear the book in order to emote, because it is very rare that an actual, factual, physical book makes me cry. Second one, The Graveyard Book by Neil Gaiman, which I just read this month, listened to this month. The full-cast audiobook slaps. And that one almost got me. I think it was the all the emotions that come with growing up and growing out and moving on with your life. That sort of thing. Very good. Loved it, loved it, loved it. Almost made me cry. Not quite, but came close. Well, Brokeback Mountain was sad crying. I don't know what, Graveyard Book was different kind of crying. You know how they, like, there are moods. I don't know what kind of crying it almost made me do, but I did almost cry at work. Book that made me happy this year. Dreadnought by April Daniels. Do I have it over here? If I do, I should bring it out. Yes, I do. I like this cover too. I think it's really pretty. I read this for Pride. It was great. So much fun. It just made me happy. There's just this wonderful friendship between Danny and Sarah. That's a lot of fun. There is some very sad, very serious moments as it talks about and discusses the trans experience and the queer experience. So, like, this has its very bright moments and can be a lot of fun, and did make me very happy as I was reading them, and this developing friendship, and, like, there is something that makes you very happy about Danny, like, getting to live the life she has always wanted to live. But there are some very serious, like moments of, transphobia and transmisogyny, and, like, so it does get very real, but it did make me very happy. Those, like, platonic friendship, I'm just gonna say friendship 8 times because the friendship made me happy. It's a good book. Don't sleep on it. Check it out. Book with the most beautiful cover. I love this cover. I don't know what about it makes me so happy, but it just makes me happy. The peaches, the blood, the stems on the peaches that I think evoke steaks, kind of. It's so simple. I just really, really like it, and I think about it every time I look at it, and I really need to read it. I think I'm going to do a video where I read 3 vampire books, and I compare them, and this is going to be one of them. I realized I really liked, that I haven't talked about yet this year. I just read The Psychology of Time Travel this month. Surprisingly queer. Also a good one. I haven't heard anybody talk about this book. I like the way the cover looks because it's like a cross-stitch thing, which is cool because one of the main characters, her grandma, helped invent time travel. And also there's a murder. A time travel murder. There's a time travel murder. How are other people not talking about this book? Also, I think the cover looks neat. Just check that one out. Let's talk about The Elephant in the Room. What are the books that I need to read by the end of the year? I'm going to shame myself here. There was a turn of phrase I was going to use, but now I can't remember how the exact thing goes. It's something shame the devil, but I don't remember how the first part of that phrase goes. If you know, tell me please, because it's going to bother me. I'll probably Google it later, but you could also tell me. I have like 130 unread books currently on my TBR. It's probably down from there. At the start of the year, before I pulled some stuff to unhaul, I did not pull very much unread stuff to unhaul, because I have this idea that I'm gonna read a bunch of shit I'm not gonna read, but I like to pretend. And I have read some stuff from my past TBR, but at the start of the year it was like 141 things that I hadn't read yet. It has certainly gone down, but I would guess it's still at least 120 things. So I need to read some stuff off my physical TBR. Yeah. Specifically, I need to especially read the shit from my 5-star predictions video. So, like this one, which was not in that, but you know, I would also like to get to eventually, probably, maybe, Lies of Locke, Shadow and Bone, The Bone Witch. This also has a very pretty cover. I like the way it catches the light. Nevernight, which is the one I'm worried about. If We Were Villains by M.L. Rio. I think I'm going to do a Dark Academia video, maybe. I don't know. I like to say I'm going to do stuff, and then I hate editing. I need to read Mexican Gothic, because it's sitting on my loan shelf from the library. It's also a 5-star predictions, and it's sitting on my loan shelves from the library. That was my mid-year freakout tag. 13 questions. Way more than 13 books. So, that's the shit I wanted to talk about. That's some of the shit I've read this year. And I'm looking forward to hopefully not reading another 82 books in the last half of the year. Not to say that I've not enjoyed my reading experience this year, but I do think it's truly harmful how many books I've read. 82 is a lot, and I wish I remembered more of them. And I do think if I read less, I would remember more. But I don't know if that's true. I cannot empirically support that thought. Anyway, my dog is getting upset because he wants to go for a walk. That is all I have for you. Talk to me about books down below, or whatever you want to talk to me about down below. I will see you when I see you. Goodbye.